Piccadilly Press presents The Ogress and the Orphans, written by Kelly Barnhill and read by Suzanne Torren. Stay tuned after the end of the audiobook for an exclusive sample of The Witch's Boy, written by Kelly Barnhill and read by Ralph Lister. Ignorance is the cause of fear. Seneca. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Aesop. Chapter 1. Pay attention. Listen. This is a story about an ogress. She is not who you might think she is, but really is anyone. The ogress lived in a crooked house at the far edge of town. She enjoyed baking and gardening and counting the stars. Like all ogres, the ogress was quite tall. Even sizable adults would have to crane their necks and squint a bit to say hello. She had feet the size of tortoises, hands the size of herons' wings, and a broad, broad brow that cracked and creased when she concentrated. Her skin was like granite, and her eyes looked like brand-new pennies. Her hair sprouted and waved from her head like prairie grass. Stiff and yellow and green, sometimes spangled with daisies or dandelions or creeping ivy. Like all ogres, she spoke little and thought much. She was careful and considerate. Her heavy feet trod lightly on the ground. This is also a story about a family of orphans. There were 15 orphans living in the Orphan House at the time our story begins, several years after the ogress first arrived in town. There were too many children for one house, but they made do. Their names were Anthea, Bartleby, Cassandra, who preferred Cass, Deirdre, Elijah, Fortunate, Gratitude, Hiram, Iggy, Justina, Kai, Lily, Maud, and the babies, Nanette and Orpheus. They were good children, these orphans, studious and hard-working and kind. And they loved one another dearly, ever so much more than they loved themselves. The ogress, too, was hard-working and kind and generous. She also loved others more than she loved herself. This can be a problem, of course, sometimes. But it can also be a solution. Let me show you how. Chapter 2. The Dragon. This is also a story about a dragon. I do not like to talk about him much. I don't even like to think about him. I should clarify, it is not my intention to speak ill of dragons generally. It is a terrible practice to prejudge anyone, be they ogres or orphans or dragons or nosy neighbors or assistant principals or people with unusual manners. It is important always to treat everyone with compassion and respect. This is well known. As for dragons in particular, they are as diverse in their dispositions as any other creature. I myself have encountered dragons of every personality type: shy, gregarious, lazy, fastidious, self-centered, big-hearted, enthusiastic, and brave. But this dragon, I'm sorry to say, was none of those things. This dragon was greedy, perfidious, and indifferent. He felt no remorse, and he had not been redeemed. He delighted in discord, and sowed acrimony wherever he went. These are all large words, and I apologize for
Sample complete. Ready to continue?